Welcome everybody to our Deuter Aviant Access 38 Slim review. During this review, I'm gonna take you through the pros and cons of this bag. I'm gonna fill it up, show you everything that we can fit inside it. We're gonna talk about the comfort, who it's advertised for, and at the end of the review, I'm gonna give some alternative recommendations just in case this isn't the right bag for you. Let's start with the gist of the Deuter Aviant Access. This is a travel backpack, but just not any travel backpack. It is a travel pack for my girls. This slim fit is specifically designed for the ladies. And the reason why is because it's got a shorter back system, slim lined shoulder straps, and an ergonomic contoured hip belt, which all of that means it's just made for women's bodies. This pack has stowaway shoulder straps, fits up to a 13-inch laptop, and has a lot of compression straps to really make it a tight fit. This bag is gonna be the 38 liter, and this is what it looks like on me. I'm 5'2". It weighs about 3.3 pounds. It comes with a 2-year warranty, and it's gonna cost you about 200 USD. And at any point in this review, if you are just loving this bag and you really wanna make a purchase, we do ask that you use the link in the description below. It's just always gonna give you the best price for this bag, offer any discount codes that we have going on, and it's always gonna support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, which is greatly appreciated. Thank you. So now let's get into the front of the Deuter Aviant Access. For materials, we've got 600G polyester, which means it's super lightweight and definitely gonna be weather resistant. It's not gonna be quite as weather resistant as nylon, but it'll still get the job done. So yeah, this has got a pretty minimalist front going on, and by that I mean there's really not much going on. So let's go ahead and get into the middle of the Deuter Aviant Access. First up on the side, we've got the laptop compartment. It's not PU coated, but it's still gonna offer some protection for your laptop if you get caught in a rainstorm or anything. It says that it can only fit up to a 13-inch laptop, but this compartment is huge. I've got a 13-incher, and I mean, there is so much extra room. But because it's so big and there's not a lot of pockets to really secure your laptop in there, it could be moving around a little. So I would definitely put a protective case over it. And for padding, I also wouldn't say it's extremely padded, but it does go into the main compartment. So if you fill the main compartment out, it's gonna give that laptop some extra padding. And then right above the laptop compartment, you got a side handle. Not super padded, but it's just nice to have there for an easier grab if it's in the overhead compartment or if you just need to grab it really quickly. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 compression straps on the sides of the pack. And these are definitely gonna come in handy if you overpack or you wanna stuff this to the brim. So with these compression straps, you're just gonna pull them tighter and they're just gonna offer the bag to kind of get a little smaller, more compressed, and not as bulky. And then for the main compartment, you got these big YKK zippers that are also lockable. We're gonna open this bad boy up. You got a nice little clamshell style opening. And then on this front flap, you got a nice big mesh pocket, and then below that, another pocket. And then on the inside, like I said, the laptop compartment is in the main compartment. So if you are traveling with a laptop, it's gonna compromise how much you can fit in this main compartment. But you do have some compression straps that can help with that. And then you've also got a little side mesh pocket here. So let's try and pack this bad boy out and see how much we can fit. First, I'm gonna put my Tortuga packing cube with my clothes in here. It just makes everything more organized and you can fit a lot more. But let's say you're not a packing cube person, you just throw your clothes on in there. We'll even test it out this way as well, how much we can fit. I'm gonna throw my DOP kit on top, a towel, and then on this side you've got this pocket. It's a little hard to put stuff in when the bag is fully packed out. Personally, I don't really like it there. I don't know what I would put in there, but if you use that pocket, let me know in the comments below what you put in it. And then for these top pockets on the front flap, I'm gonna go ahead and put some tech gear in there. I'm gonna put my chargers, a universal adapter, which you definitely need when you're traveling. You could also put some extra toiletries in this part, maybe some makeup, but I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some extra socks in that compartment, zip it up. Now it's pretty packed to the brim. I'm gonna use these compression straps to really push it all down, nice and tight. You know, your stuff's not moving around, and it definitely just created a little bit of extra space. So I'm gonna try and close this sucker. One thing I will say about these zippers, I kind of wish there were zipper pullers on them because they are a little hard to close and it would just make it just a little bit easier. I know that technically you could buy them on Amazon, but I don't want to. I just wish it came with the bag. All right, we got it closed up. We also got this front flap, can cover up the zippers and also adds a little bit more weather resistance to the bag. And it's definitely not as bulky as I thought it would be. These compression straps are working really nicely because they're kind of pulling it on an angle. And just the shape of it, as opposed to my Osprey travel bag, it's got more of a rounded outer feel. This one just seems a little bit longer and more oval shape, so it doesn't come off as super bulky. And then lastly, for the middle, we got this top handle. It's pretty much the same as that side handle. Not a lot of padding, but it's got a nice grip to it, and it's not super thick, so it fits in my hand nicely. And then right below that, we got a little quick access pocket, which actually is a lot deeper than I thought it was. You got a lot of room. So I am going to throw my AirPods in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my wallet in there too. Normally, if I'm taking this on a longer trip, I would also have a fanny pack or a sling that's closer to my body that I would keep my wallet and my passport in, but just in case you don't travel like that, you could fit those things right in here. And then you also got a nice little key leash. Go ahead and attach my keys. And yeah, that is pretty much everything for the middle. Now let's get into the back of the Deuter Aviant Access. Okay, now for the back, this is where it's gonna shine for the ladies. We got the comfort, we got all these adjustables going on. It's a lot, but it definitely helps with comfort. First up, we got this hook up here. You can hook it up when you're in the bathroom, so you don't gotta put your backpack on the nasty floor. It's a nice little touch. Next up, we got the load lifters. These and the sternum strap here are gonna help so much. They're gonna redistribute the weight from your lower back to your sternum, and these are just gonna help lift some of that weight off. If you've got a heavy, heavy backpack, load lifters are perfect for you. Deuter did these slim shoulder strap for the female fit. You got this air mesh material, which is really gonna help with ventilation. It might be a little coarse on your skin if you're wearing a tank top, but you got some nice padding. For me personally, I quite like the thinner straps on a big travel bag. Yes, it's gonna be a little less comfortable than a thicker, more padded strap, but with the help of the load lifters, the sternum strap, and the hip belt, you don't really use as much of the shoulder straps, and that extra thickness and padding just adds more weight, and maybe if you're walking around in a hotter place, it's just gonna create more sweat, so I actually really like the slimmer fit. And then we got the back panel. It's really nicely padded, especially for the lower back area, which I do really like. And you got this mesh material, which offers a little bit of ventilation. I wouldn't say it's anything like the Osprey ventilation. That for me is my favorite. I'll show that later. But it does offer a lot of comfort and a little bit of ventilation. And then at the bottom, we got the hip belt, and that definitely helps so much. It redistributes the weight. And what I really like about the hip belt is that with all these features, you do have a lot of excess dangle. So even if you put it as tight as possible, normally you'd have this flapping around, but you got a nice little stowaway system for it. So you still got a little excess, but it's better than it just flailing around everywhere. And then finally for the back, if you want to get rid of all the straps and the dangles and everything, if you're traveling and you want to check your bag or put it overhead, we do have a stowaway system. So you just tuck the shoulder straps right in there, zip it on up. And then for the hip belt at the bottom to stow it away, you're supposed to put it in these two little gaps behind here. But as you can see, it's a little harder than it looks and it doesn't work very well. Or maybe they're just only supposed to stow away a little bit and a little bit's popping out still. I'm not really sure. But there you go, that's it stowed away. All your dangle's gone. You can easily put it overhead, take it down without all that dangle just slapping you in the face. But now let's try it on. Let's tighten up these straps, put on that hip belt, put on the sternum strap, pull those load lifters. Whoa, I mean that's crazy. It really does not even look like a 38 liter. I mean, I put a lot of clothes in there and it doesn't have a lot of bulk to it, just kind of morphs to my body. It is really comfortable. Those load lifters make a big difference. That hip belt really takes a lot of the weight off. So if you're looking for a comfy bag that really doesn't have a lot of bulk to it, I think for me personally, that's a big selling point, and also it's really, really comfortable. And one final thought as I'm looking at it all packed out is there is no water bottle holder. Definitely something to be aware of. Now let's get into the pros and the cons of the Deuter Aviant Access. For my pros, it's really comfortable and it's got a nice slim profile when it's fully packed out. But for my cons, it's gonna be a lack of a water bottle holder, and I wish there was a few more pockets for organization. And if you weighed the pros and the cons and you really wanna make a purchase, we do ask that you use the link in the description below. But if you're not really feeling this backpack, you think there's better options out there for you, I've got some alternatives. I'm always reviewing travel backpacks, so I've got a lot of recommendations. I'm gonna leave a list of them below in the description. But for my number one alternative for this bag, I'm gonna go with the Osprey Fairview 40 liter. This bag is also made for women. It's definitely super comfortable, but this bag just gives you a little bit more pockets and a little bit of extra space. And to learn more about this bag, you can go ahead and watch this video right here. Alright guys, that is all for my review today. If you liked, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If there's any travel bags you want me to review, leave it in the comments below. My name's Marissa, this is Nomads Nation. Peace!